In today's video, we're going to go over how to solve for y. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to highlight in any color you want the y. All right. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of everything outside of where you highlighted. So where you switch it to a pen, make it small. So we want to subtract 3x on both sides. Because we want to get y by itself. Notice this cancels out, and I need you to draw the cancel out. And 20 and minus 3x are not like terms, right? 20 is a number, and minus 3x or 3x is a variable with a degree of 1. So these guys can't be combined, so we bring down our y. And 20 is just 20 minus 3x. I can use the commutative property, and I can switch it around so my variable is first, so when I have to graph it in our next new unit, it's not going to be an issue. All right. So I need you to put down the different properties. So this was the inverse, right? This one was just simplification, so we don't have to do anything. But this one right here was the commutative property, right? So identify the variable you're solving for, and then use the inverse property. And then if you want to, use the commutative property so it looks like an equation you can graph. All right, let's do the next one. Change the highlighter. Okay, this was too dark, so let's do something really light. This is light. So I want to solve for this y. Alright, so notice how the 2 is next to it, right? So we're going to first do what's on the outside. So minus 3x on both sides again. And so we get 2y. Oh boy. You know what? Mr. Pilisher is going to use it's just going to type it. 2y equals 20 minus 3x. Okay? Now, again, I'm solving for this y, right? So this 2, which is on the outside, I have to get rid of. Remember, in order to get rid of it, we're going to have to do the opposite, which in this case would be divide by 2. You're dividing this by 2, but you're dividing this entire thing by 2. I personally think you should leave it like this. Some people will distribute this out. I'll show both examples, but I want to just show you how I would do it. You know, if I would do 20 minus 3x divided by 2. Okay? Now, other students, or some students would use the distributive property, right? And do 20 divided by 2 is 10. And because we want this to be a fraction, because we usually graph what's next to the x, we write 3 over 2x, right? And again, just in case, you know, you can use the commutative property and switch them, and you just write negative 3 over 2x plus 10. All right, let's change the color. Let's do blue. So here I use the inverse property. Here I use the inverse property again. Oh. All right. This is just simplifying, but here, you know, if I did, you can leave it at this and put your box around this, or you could put it here, and where you use the distributive property and put your box around there. Or if you want to go it even further, you can use the commutative property here. Okay. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do is we're going to highlight again. Our y. Notice the same as before, the outside is the x. So minus 3x minus 3x. I learned from last time, I'm going to, yeah, blue's a good color. So now I have to bring down this negative 2y, and it equals 20 minus 3x, right? And now what we do is, oh, I'm using green, sorry. Oh, this is going to be dark blue, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to use green. Good. So I have to divide, right, what's next to this y, and it's negative 2, so negative 2. And again, the whole thing has to be divided by negative 2. Now, because we use graphing calculators, because we use graphing, websites you can leave it like this because you could put this into a graphing calculator. But again, I'm going to show you. So y is equal to 20 minus 3x divided by negative 2, right? You can also write, you can distribute it. So you can write y is equal to 10. Negative divided by negative is a positive, 3 over 2x. All right, and then lastly, you can use the commutative property. And again, right, if you want it to be the best math student ever, right, and just get good grades in all of your math classes, Mr. Pilishu is very laxed when it comes to simplification. I'm happy with this. I'm even happy with this. I would give someone full credit if I saw this. But it, you might be in a different class and they will expect this, right? They expect it simplified. So, all right, now let's choose a different color and show our properties. This is the inverse property. This is also the inverse property. All right, this is just simplification, so we don't have to put anything. But this is the distributive property, and this is the commutative property. All right. Okay, folks. So there's one more problem left. I want to see if you can figure out how to do it. It is the hardest one, so don't feel bad if you can't figure it out. It's not a big deal if you can't do it. I'm actually gonna just give you a bonus if you get it right, but if you attempt it and you've done all the problems according to the video, you'll get full credit. Alrighty, looking forward to seeing you guys in the live session on Friday.